Guyana passport ranked 61st in the world. Lawrence and Norton to go to Parliament. Trio remanded for coke and gun possession. And EPA rushed Yellowtail approval. I am Enrico Pulford, and this is Uncut News. Do you see news happening? Send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-615. Guyana's passport is ranked over several countries in the region when it comes to visa-free travel, including neighboring Suriname, Jamaica, and Cuba. Visa Index rated the Guyanese passport as 61st in their 2022 global survey. With a Guyanese passport, holders have visa-free access to 52 countries, including Fiji, the Territory of Hong Kong, Indonesia, Ghana, Ireland, Qatar, Russia, and Singapore, in addition to visa on arrival access to 35 destinations. Visa on arrival means a visa is granted to travelers by port authorities after the traveler would have already landed at the destination. Meanwhile, the highest-ranked South American countries are Argentina and Chile, both tied at number 19 with 173 destinations. Barbados is the highest in the Caribbean at number 24 with 163 destinations. Volda Lawrence is back. She is joining Aubrey Norton as replacements for Joe Harmon and Nicolette Henry in Parliament. While Norton was always expected, there was a delay in picking the second person because they were trying to convince Carl Greenwich to take up the seat. However, Greenwich basically indicated that he has no time for the petty squabbles and rum shop antics we call politics in this nation, as he is too busy helping to defend our nation's territorial sovereignty in the ICJ border case. So instead, they choose Volda. I'm in front of the courts for election fraud, Lawrence. Honestly, this opposition is failing us as a nation. As the cost of living continues to increase, the General Workers' Union, or the GWU, is continuing to press the government to implement a 2-year-old decision by the Tripartite Committee to increase the minimum wage. But Labour Minister Joseph Hamilton says the recommendation was still at Cabinet. GWU members and the General Secretary of the Guyana Trade Unions Congress, Lincoln Lewis, have been staging periodic picketing demonstrations in Georgetown to whip up public support for their demand for more money. The Labour Minister on Friday, however, maintained that the matter was still before Cabinet, and he denied ever saying that it was up to him to sign the order. In fact, he said to go back and check all his words to see if he ever said that. To be perfectly honest, I really ran out of time and I didn't get a chance to actually look up to see if he's telling the truth. So I'm going to do that tonight, and I'll get back to you later on this week to make sure if he's actually telling the truth. The Central Islamic Organization of Guyana on Friday night spotted a new moon, thus marking the Islamic holy month of Ramadan on Saturday evening. This means yesterday was the first full day of fasting for observant Muslims in this region of the world. Yes, because it's based on the sighting of the new moon, so Saudi Arabia began Ramadan on Friday and expect to end the evening of Sunday, May 1st, 2022. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's car of the day. Currently on sale is this 2014 Audi Q3. It comes with Bluetooth, mug rims, new tires, TV, CD, stereo, fog lamps, electronic parking brake, park camera, and much, much more. Buy cash for $5.6 million, or pay down as low as $1,120,000 down, with around $108,000 monthly for 5 years, and it is yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info, or visit the showrooms at Lot 171 Bureau Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lamar Street, and tell me you can send you for the sweet deal. Today, 31-year-old Akeem Brummel, 46-year-old Gary Tony, and 28-year-old Overton Sobers were charged for possession of 20 kilograms of cocaine and a firearm. Kanu had reportedly busted the trio in a minibus last week with the contraband. The trio pleaded not guilty to the charges, but bail was nevertheless refused. They are expected back in court in the coming days. Rescuers are currently searching for a 38-year-old fisherman known as Sonny, who fell into the quarantine river on Sunday afternoon while fishing near Oriella Village. On Sunday morning, he and another fisherman departed the Springlands foreshore on a wooden vessel for Oriella Village. The 50-year-old fisherman who accompanied Sonny told police that at around 2 p.m., he was at the bow of the boat while Sonny was steering. He then said the next thing he knew, Sonny was in the water and was soon then under the water. A report was subsequently made to the police, and a party of officers are currently looking for Sonny. On Sunday morning, an electrical fire destroyed a wooden house at First Alley, Wismar, Linden, leaving 97-year-old Marvin Brewley and her son, 66-year-old Joel Brewley, homeless. The pensioner was rescued from the house by her neighbors, but her son was not at home at the time of the fire. However, her 11-year-old great-grandson was there, and he raised an alarm when he noticed the fire at around 11:30 a.m. By the time the fire service arrived at the scene, the building was already engulfed in flames and nothing could be saved. If you'd like to help the family rebuild, you can reach them at telephone number 442-1156. Who said luxury can't be affordable? Move into your own home in 2022. Lenore Estates West Coast MRR properties are within your reach. Move out of the landlord's place and put that rent money towards your own 5,000 square foot property. Call or WhatsApp 592-618-5702 for more info. 30-year-old housewife Sunita Charan and 4 young children were attacked by a swarm of bees on Sunday morning at number 66 Village in Quarantine Babis. The children were aged 1, 2, 5, and 8. After the attack, they were all taken to the Skeldon Public Hospital, where they have been admitted as patients. Their conditions are regarded as stable. Now for today's oil update. After years of complaining about it and making himself a fool on social media, Glenn Lowell is finally taking Exxon to court. He is seeking to have the court strike out tax waivers granted to Exxon and its subcontractors under the Starbrook Block Production Sharing Agreement. Lowell claims the contract is inconsistent with some Guyanese laws, including anti-discrimination laws, and takes issue with the fact that the waivers also apply to subcontractors and not just Exxon itself. Country manager for Exxon, Alistair Rutledge, argued that Lowell's case is, quote, misconceived, without merit, and ought to be dismissed. So he is approaching the court to do just that, to dismiss the case. Since the effective date of the PSA on October 7, 2016, Exxon and friends have spent over US $13 billion on the projects, as well as exploration, development, and production activities in Guyana. So, he has no intentions on letting go of those tax waivers. You can multiply your cash by selling digital top-up. This is a legit way you can earn some extra money at your business or to supplement your current hustle. Become a top-up vendor quick and easy by linking with Cellular Plus. Call them on telephone number 685-3109 for more info. Now for our stupid news of the day. You know what I think is stupid? Just how disrespectful the EPA is to our collective intelligence in this nation. On Friday, I said that I didn't believe that the EPA properly reviewed the Yellowtail PSA. That's why my drill baby drill was kind of questioning. And now, Starbrook News is telling us that the EPA's Environmental Assessment Board took approximately 5 working days to complete its review of the 5,000-plus page revised Environmental Impact Assessment Report for the Yellowtail Development Project. So, you know why I think that is so disrespectful? Honestly, this short review time all but guarantees that the EPA did not properly review the report. I mean, come on, how were they able to do that in just a matter of 5 days? 6,000 pages in 5 days? Come on. Now, I mean, I'd understand maybe in some big advanced oil nation, but remember, the World Bank, the IMF, and just about every oil expert and common man from here to Timbuktu has told us that we do not even have the technical staff and the know-how to properly monitor the oil industry. But by approving the permit so quickly, the EPA are saying not only are we not even going to review the document properly, we aren't even going to take our time and pretend like we did review it. Just rubber stamp it and accept a nice envelope from Exxon in the mail for all our troubles. Now, I'm not accusing the EPA of having been bought out by Exxon. Not because I trust them. Honestly, I trust a pacemaker made by GPL before I ever trust the EPA. But I will say that if Exxon didn't buy out our government, it would probably be the first honest deal either party has ever made. And if you ask me, that is pretty stupid. Now for our Uncut News Views Poll Question of the Day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Guyana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. On Friday, I ask if you feel that the government is doing enough to fight inflation. Odell George says the government hasn't done enough to bring down the cost of living. There's a lot of things that are on the rise, and our salary and wages are remaining the same. The government needs to take more actions for persons who are just receiving the minimum wage. If they fail to do better, a lot of things will increase, including thefts and crimes. And nonetheless, they still can't raise the minimum wage even though agreed to already doing it before. You see how things are set up here? Anyway, Dopamine says, these business owners are barefaced in Guyana. Indeed, and the government is sometimes just as terrible. And finally, Charles Hamilton says an increase of the dollar's value would lower the cost of living across the board. Well, yes, but then I guess that would actually mean that we'd have to go and assess our dollar's value, and frankly, I don't even know if we have the capability, do we? I mean, we should. I'll look into that, honestly, I will. So for tonight's question, I want to know, do you agree that something is wrong with the EPA's quick approval of the Yellowtail project, or do you believe that they did everything above board? So with that in mind, I want you to think about that question and tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Rico Pulford saying good night, folks.